Well, good
Let me
evening,
know when to
everyone.
start.
We are here live at the Daytona International Speedway for the kickoff of the Elite Racing League Speed Weeks. I'm Dave Huckleberry up here in the booth. I'm going to turn you over right now to Chad Frankenfield's going to give you a brief overview of our event tonight and some more information on the league. Take it away, Chad.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. So obviously tonight, guys, we're kicking off Elite Speed Weeks. Every year we kind of do this as a way to build momentum towards our big race, which is the sixth running of the Home Place Beer Daytona 500. So Speed Weeks is obviously kicking off tonight with the ARCA Daytona 200. Some changes this season sponsor-wise. Obviously, we still have at Mega Driver 86 with our Indy cars. Join APS.com with the Cup Series, but Mrs. Goodies is on board for the Grand National Series this year, and then Dixon's Barbecue on board with the trucks. So we'll start off tonight with the ARCA 200. Wednesday is qualifying DH Designs duels. So we set the field for February 9th's Home Place Beer Daytona 500. Then Sunday, kick off the truck season with the Randy Dixon Memorial 250, and then Monday is the NASCAR RPG 300 for the Mrs. Goodies Grand National Series. So I want to thank C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, Powerhouse Recycling for coming on board this season. It's going to be an awesome season. Really looking forward to it. We're going to have, I think we're actually going to have a record number of different drivers compete full time with us this season. Fields are stacked, very competitive field. Tonight should be interesting. You're going to see a lot of different drivers across our Cup Series, our Xfinity, our trucks, our IndyCar Series, our F1 Series. Going to be a very different race tonight. I expect tonight to be a very crazy one, so it should be an easy one for you to call tonight, Dave. I appreciate you calling this one tonight by yourself. And obviously, everybody's just trying to get the rust off tonight, so it should be interesting. But I look forward to tonight, and hopefully you guys enjoy it too. Yeah.
All right, Chad. So we got qualifying going on right now. Chad's going to head down to his car and probably not qualify, but I think he likes the challenge from coming to the back. If I bet on a betting man, but he also likes staying out of the mess. So we'll have what do we have? About 10 minutes of qualifying, I think, and then we'll set the grid and get started here. So I'll just let you watch a little bit of the qualifying and give you some sounds, and we'll go from there. Looks like you got to find somebody out on the track here. There we go. Ryan Barberi, Lake Norman Motorsports out on the track. I could probably give you some information here if you want to see what they're doing. Yeah, he's done. Qualifying doesn't take all that long to go out and do one lap, so it's really hard to catch anybody out on the track. In fact, we have no one on the track right now. It's going to be interesting to call this tonight. After watching about 20 hours of the Rolex 24, it's going to seem weird in Daytona that they don't turn left at the end of right after the start-finish line. So using 1 and 2 will be a little different for what I've been used to watching today. Looks like they're headed to the grid, so we'll pop up and see how they did. Looks like we got Jeff Green starting on the pole, then Scott Crump, Ethan Stanley, Gerald Campbell, Tyler Fody, Joshua Adams, Mark Murphy, Michael Hosack, Ryan Barbieri, Nick Massey, Scott Haney, Johnny Thomas. Next set, Mark Rebelis, Jack Eli, Dave Carpenter, Zach Evans, Vincent Isabella, Michael Goodman, Dustin Dewar, Alec Balvans, Jared Rexing, Tristan Wood, Kyle Walgren, Austin Beers, Ray Bracey, Alex Vandezant, Gil Ribeiro, Sam Boutwell, Jesse Rizmas, Cody Harrington, Chad Frankenfield, Levi Zielinski, David Tooker, Matthew Weeks, Trey Holmes, and Harrison Talon. I believe that is the last, and maybe there's a few more. Oh, there is a few more. Let's see, where did it leave off? So after Harrison, Brent Jones, Daniel Martinez, Tyler Dixon, Joshua Personette, Kendall Noah Player, Justin Vandermarl, And Robert Morrison will bring up the rear. So that's our lineup for tonight. Head up to the starter cam, and everybody's coming in place. Look through the field, and for the most part, I think the numbers match up. We have a few, as you can see, a few 24s in the field who will come up differently on the ticker. Didn't match up their livery to their iRacing number. But I think probably 90% of the people match. And cars are taking to the track. So we'll head out with them. Run down through the field so you can see their livery. Jeff Green on the pole. Ethan Stanley. Gerald Campbell. Tyler Fody. Joshua Adams in the 95. Mark Murphy in the 16. Michael Hosak, 24. My camera's stuck to the stick there. Okay, there we go. Ryan Barbieri. Scott Haney in the number 3. Jack Eli in the 54. Vincent Isabella is going to be in the Tony Stewart throwback 20, even though it'll show 43. Zach Evans in his number 6. We'll by here. We're going to head back up to the front of the field in case they go green here. So it looks like we're doing the one more lap around without the pace car. That way they can control it. 36 cars, 80 laps, 200 miles, just for fun. And we're underway. Green flag. Jeff Green, bottom line, stays pretty even. Basically stayed in the same formation we started the race in. Nobody's moving anywhere. Nobody's being crazy yet. A little bit of moving mid-pack there. Scott Crump on the outside running the high lane. He's got Gerald Campbell right in there behind him. So far, everyone's taking it pretty cautious and behaving. And all the way to the back. coming in there. Looks like that's number 10 of Jared Rexing going to the high side. He's all by himself. See if he can make his way up through there. You're going to have to find a hole somewhere. Hasn't found a friend to go with him yet, so he's kind of hung out to dry. Same as what we started so far. Could be the effects of watching like a marathon race. Rolex 24, everybody 5 and staying clean until the end. Nobody's jumping for positions or making any moves whatsoever so far. Let's check back in the mid-pack a little bit. Checking out Michael Goodman in the 44. He's running about midway through, sitting in 15th right now. Most of the passing and the switching of positions in the ticker, just everybody's a little bit ahead of somebody at a timing move. Nobody's really taking the full position. Back up to the front leader. Scott Crump has got in front of Jeff Green and come down to the bottom row. Lets Gerald Campbell slide up into his spot second. Now Gerald's a little bit in the middle as he's coming down. Car way low back there, dropping through the field. Couldn't quite make out the car. Now Jeff Green pops up to the top line in front of Gerald Campbell. Slides into his spot, right behind Jeff Green. Toward the back, we got a car that's headed to the pits. Not sure what's going on there, if he's just wanting to change something or if he didn't have any incidents going on. Jeff Green pulls down in front, takes the lead. Now he's got Scott Crump right in behind him. Gerald Campbell and Joshua Adams on the high side. Crump right up under his bumper, giving a little push. I believe the 39 is showing as Johnny Thomas. I think he's an 83 ride. Field's starting to get a little strung out. File out mid-pack. Back about 13 or 14 spots. Comes Crump again. Oh, Crump turns him sideways, and we got a mess at the front. Jeff Green's going through the grass. Tyler Fode's off the track. Rexing's around. We got spinning all over the place. Yellow flag. We got a yellow flag. Gerald Campbell's going to take the lead. Let's go back and see what started this all out. Pace car will come out and pick up Crump as the leader. Jumping on board with Michael Halsack. He got into the 91. This was kind of back behind the rest of that. I think we already had an off track above that. Yeah, that's kind of a result of the previous wreck. Go back a little ways. Look at Scott Crump. Crump kind of peeks inside, comes back out, and he bumps Green just a little, sends him over into Campbell, then back across the track right in front of him. And then they take a nice trip through the grass. Then things went downhill from there. You're kind of looking at Tyler Fode back in the 40. See how he gets into the back of the 91, and then he's off through the grass. So several cars involved in this. Coming to pit lane. Gerald Campbell leads him in. Lap 12 of 80. See some of the damaged cars getting repaired. Jeff Green's getting repair. There's Jared Rexing. He's going to shuffle up and become our new leader. And he did not pit, so he must have just took a ride through the grass and no damage. So he stayed out on track. One of only two. Tyler Fode being the other one. Now, I do show Tyler did pit, so. Go back and catch a couple of accidents we missed. It's Mark Murphy. After the accident coming back up. That's a big hill to climb. Yeah, his damaged right side just kind of takes him up into the wall. Now it looks like Rexing decided to come to pits. I'll put Jack Eli up in first place. Everybody now has made it to the pits for repairs and or fuel. Tires more than anything, more than fuel again. So we have Fode, Eli, Dustin Dewar, Johnny Thomas, Harrison Talon are now top 5 for the restart. Pace car is coming off, and then we'll have one more lap around until they take the green. Let's jump back up front. We're coming back to racing. Fody's on the gas and bringing him back across the start-finish line. Dustin Dewar, 32 in the outside lane. Going back up, double file, down the field. Car going low, way below the yellow line there. A little bit of a gap in the bottom line. Freight Train will probably fill that in here shortly. Dewar pushing out his little lead a little bit. Might give Fody an opportunity to slide in front of Campbell. We'll have to see if he takes that chance. Yeah, the top line's kind of catching up now. Fanning out 3 wide. Starting to look for a space. Jeff Green in the middle there. I fall back in
Saved it.
Hey, who we got joining me in the booth?
Hey, this is Ethan Burrell, longtime Elite Racing Leagues driver. Missed out on this special event here, but boy, this is going to be an exciting one. I know you guys have already seen. Looks like we're going on lap 18 now, out of the scheduled 80-lap distance, and it's looking like a good one. We looked like we had a big wreck already, and now we're
we had one
settling in.
We behaved for the most part, starting out early, but starting to get a little racier.
And no surprise here, I'm seeing Dustin Dewar leading this thing, and he's one of those guys that he's usually a dark horse out here, but man, we get to the high banks of Daytona, and he's stout, and clearly he's found his way up to the front, and he's holding it right now, and he's got great company on his back bumper there in Tyler Fody.
Yeah, I was saying it's interesting now to watch him go all the way around the oval after watching the road course at Daytona for the last 20 hours.
Yeah, most definitely. I myself competed on part of a team there in the iRacing version of the Rolex 24, and yeah, it's you get back on the oval circuit and you're always tempted to take that sharp left turn past the start finish line. So. Boy, that high side, Gerald Campbell and Scott Crump up there leading the high line. That's a dangerous combination right there. Oh, and we got a yellow flag out on the speedway.
Let's see, we got, let's look back here at Michael Hosak. So he went off track. Yep, that's what we got. Back it up a little bit, see what happened to that.
It looks like we got Michael Hosek, David Carpenter involved possibly. Michael Goodman's got some front end damage there. Get a look at this thing.
Yep, looks like 4 of them get in there together.
Got the 55 car as well. That was quite a ways back off of the pack too, but just one of those
they're running by
things.
themselves.
Yeah, and it's the saying's true. I mean, modern times, there's really no safe place at Daytona, and just with the close quarters racing here, and if they're off the pack, trying to get some momentum going to get back up there, things can go bad in a hurry.
Now, everybody just pitted 8 laps ago, so do you come in again for tires? I know some people say you come in every yellow. It doesn't matter what.
Well, it really depends. I would assume with this being a special event, they probably are not limited on their amounts of tire changes. So, a lot of these guys, they're out here having a good time. I think a lot of them come down, slap some tires on it, top off the tank, and go have fun. And it looks like that's what they're going to be doing here, with the exception of Scott Crump there in the 11. Like Ethan Stanley's gonna stay out with him. We've seen Ethan Stanley running on the Formula One side in the Elite Racing League, testing out the waters here in the ARCA cars.
Service finished up. Didn't need much. Jump back up front with Scott Crump.
Yeah, Scott Crump, one of those aggressive drivers out here, and could really see him holding his ground up there at the front of this pack. So we'll have to see if anyone's able to mount a good charge at him here. So through the running order here, looks like Scott Crump, Ethan Stanley, Sam Boutwell are going to be the drivers that opt to stay out here. They'll be the top 3. And then we'll have Gerald Campbell, Tyler Fody, Dustin Dewar, Vincent Isabella, David Tooker, Trey Holmes, Harrison Talon. That's a cool little trio of schemes right there. You got David Tooker in the Home Depot car. That's a personal favorite for myself. Got the old Dale Jr. car. Such a legendary scheme here at this track, and Jeff Gordon's scheme right behind him. So some fun. These guys are having some fun with the paint schemes out here for this special event.
Yeah, I think we have like 3 24s on the track.
Oh yeah, and that's not a bad pick. Jeff Green out here looks like he's having a good run so far. I caught the tail end of that incident he was involved in, but it must not have hit him too bad there.
Yeah, it kind of turned him sideways in front of everybody, but then he got clear and went through the grass, and all the carnage was behind him.
Dodged a bullet out there. Man, he's one of those guys to watch out for here at Daytona. It's one of my favorite guys out there on the track to work with here at this track, and he knows how to get around this track. He knows his way to the front, so kind of just get up behind him and follow him up there, and he'll lead the way, getting you up towards the front at this track here.
He's one of those guys that has a lot of real time on that track, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I think that is an advantage, but there's also the factor, some real racers, they'll jump on here and just instantly get it, and some other guys won't. And Jeff Green, it took him a couple seasons to really get up to speed here on the sim. I think it's just the factor of not feeling the force kind of in the seat of the real car. You don't get that feeling on the game. So, but he's really been flourishing here the last year or so on iRacing, and his finishes have been getting better and better.
He's one of those guys that has a lot of real time on that track, doesn't he?
Yeah, and you know, I think that is an advantage. But there's also the factor, some real racers, they'll jump on here and just instantly get it, and some other guys won't. And Jeff Green, it took him a couple seasons to really get up to speed here on the sim. I think it's just the factor of not feeling the force kind of in the seat of the real car. You don't get that feeling on the game. So, but he's really Green flag back out. Scott Crump hits the loud pedal, and actually that outside line got a pretty good jump, and they're actually linked up pretty well. Third place didn't quite get going. Crump's able to ease ahead of him just a little bit into the corner on the bottom line, but the high side's a little more formed up. We might actually get the 91 car clear. He will be clear. Let's see what he does.
Campbell's going to beat him down there.
If Gerald Campbell doesn't give him a chance to think about it, and Dustin Dewar is going to squeeze down there behind Gerald Campbell. Kind of an opportunity missed for the 91 car of Ethan Stanley there. It's, you know, you get that big run, you get out clear, and all of a sudden the guy behind you is clear, and he jumps on the opportunity before you.
It's like he gave him a second to think about it. Snooze, you lose, right?
Yep, absolutely. Gerald saw that opening, that opportunity, and said, I will take that. Oh, Jeff Green split in the middle between David Tooker and the 24 car of Harrison Talon.
Now we're starting to get a little fanned out there. 3 lanes.
Keep an eye on that run that Jeff Green's building there. We'll see is oh man, just about gets a piece of Scott Crump. Jeff Green must have heard me talking, man. He's doing exactly what I was talking about. He is on the charge right now.
Oop, little contact there.
Yeah, Crump was probably hoping that Jeff would get up behind him and push him, but he was going around him. He's getting right down on the door, trying to slow that line down a little bit because Crump's got no help behind him here. You can see Jeff Green thinking about it. He's thinking about jumping up in front of the 11. But boy, he's got good company behind him, and in that 40 car of Tyler Fody. Those two work very well together, and I would have to imagine they're going to want to stay hooked up here and try to make a run themselves.
Now you have to pop out every once in a while to get some air on your car, don't you?
Yeah, and that's tough. You know, I think it's not as big of an issue with these ARCA cars just because it's so hard for them to lock bumpers. You can really only want to have minimal contact just with the way the body of these cars are designed. It's hard to lock on, and you end up kind of just lifting the guy up off the track, which isn't good. So I think that plays a factor in them being able to stay lined up longer. But yeah, eventually they're going to get hot, and I'd be worried about maybe the 32 car pushing the leader on the bottom there. Look at that on the top line, 2 very aggressive plate racers. Scott Crump being pushed by David Tooker. And if there's anybody that's willing to make a move, make a risky, bold move, it's going to be that 20 car, David Tooker there. He is not afraid to take them 3 wide. Oh, look at this Harrison Talon peeking underneath Dewar. Nope, he's going to think better of it.
Oh, his spot almost got taken.
Oh, yeah. Thankfully for Talon, he was able to file back in line there, but that could have been bad.
Dewar's always one that he always kind of moves back and forth a lot. That's got to look a little funny in your mirror when he's right behind you.
Yeah, definitely, and that's kind of one of the tough things about plate racing really is you know, you're watching the mirror, you know, seeing what the guy behind you is doing, but at some point you got to just look forward and trust that they're gonna hit you in the right places and just hope they don't spin you around. But Dewar's been doing a really good job keeping this 25 car up in the lead, Gerald Campbell, but that high side, you know, they're holding even with him. You'll see the big run they get on exit of the corner up on the high side. We'll see one of these times if Tooker's able to give a really good shot to Crump, he might get clear. Jeff Green knows this is a special event, right? He's not being conservative at all. He's if they're leaving that middle line open, he is going for it. And you'll see Ethan Stanley's kind of getting hung out now because Jeff Green said, "Oh, okay, you left that space. I'm taking it." Same with David Tooker. Look at that. Oh, Crump's gonna try to cut it off. Man, that might get hairy. Oh, he's able to block it this time. Jeff Green might have cut him a little break there. It was a little bit late on the block, but I think in the closing laps of this thing, you might not see Jeff wait. Oh, there they go, the leaders. Big wreck in the tri-oval. David Tooker, Tyler Fody. Looked like Gerald Campbell might have got spun from the lead by the 32 of Dustin Dewar. And man, it is not good when the leader wrecks.
Nope, in front of everybody, it's just going to be carnage.
Oh man, that right front of the Scott Crump machine is all torn up. Yeah, let's get the Whiskey Cast replay here. Yeah, it looks like Dewar just gets a bad bump on Campbell and turns Campbell up, and man, it is carnage from there. You got
Fody's
everybody in the top 10 right there, everyone farther back, checking up at different rates, getting into each other. Oh, 10-car thought he made it through and just got clipped there.
Look a little farther back here. It's everybody's checking up and then getting into the back of everybody.
Oh, yeah, a couple big hits there. 40, 77. Man, that is a lot of mess for these guys.
55 car was coming full speed trying to get through the hole, but cut him off the last second. Oh no, the pace car is going to get pelted.
77, big hit to the back of the 40. Oh, man.
Jared Rexing, see what happened to him coming through the pile. Looks like Dewar got in the back of him. He was almost clear.
Yep, that's just how it happens, man. There's all sorts of cars flying in different directions. You think you made it through, and then all of a sudden you're spinning.
He doesn't look like he's too beat up, though. He just kind of got spun. That back right side got bumped a little bit.
Yeah, I think that 10 machine will still be okay, especially with the amount of cars now that are going to have some sort of damage. Wow, that's a pretty bad hit for the 15 there. That might end up giving him a little bit of motor damage. It really depends.
Check out what happened to Brent Jones. Well, he's relatively all by himself for now. That's good. I don't know what happens here.
I see. That's what it's all about right there. We'll see. Oh boy, looks like he's going slow enough. He's able to get through. Yeah, that's where you want to be. You know, a lot of guys come out here to Daytona and they decide, okay, I'm gonna, it's a big pack of crazy drivers. I'm gonna ride around here, and that's exactly what it buys you. It buys you an opportunity to get slowed down, so you don't end up in that big crash. And he did a great job right there.
Showing Harrison Talon as leader.
Yeah, that's pretty cool for Talon. He's been around here for a while. He's a one-time winner in the Elite Truck Series, and he's one of those good guys out there on the track. You like talking to, like joking around with him down in the garages, and it's always fun to see him doing well out there.
Sam Boutwell in second. Kendall Noah Player, third place. Alec Balvans. Let's have a couple lappers in there in the middle of them.
Yeah, I'd keep an eye on the Kendall Noah Player and Alec Balvans machines. Those guys are good buddies out there. And Kendall Noah Player is a really good plate track racer, and Alec as well. And if they get hooked up and they find the right lines, they could really have a say in the lead of this race here. It's always nice to have friends around you here at Daytona. Well, Dave, we're about a quarter of the way through this thing here. No, it's still pretty early, but who do you think? Who do you think's going to get this thing done? Who do you got?
Well, but I would have said probably Gerald Campbell before that. I thought he looked like he was being pretty aggressive and pretty smart, but he got caught up in that. Just dropped back to about 15th now, so it's really hard to count Jeff Green out just because of a lot of the things that you've already said, that he's just good and he'll get to the front eventually. So we'll have to see what happens with that whole group that got shuffled back now, see how quickly they can get back up front.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm gonna pick the 8 car, Trey Holmes, that Dale Jr. car that's so famous here at this Daytona track. You know, I know he might have got a little bit of damage from a previous wreck, but he's running pretty good still, and I think he's gonna have something to say about this. Pace lights are off. Looks like we're re-racking and restacking here. See if Harrison Talent can get a good jump. See if he's got some help behind him. I think a race like this would be a good opportunity for Sam Boutwell to really make a name for himself here in the Elite Racing League. You know, if he can pull off a good result here, I think this would be big for him. And there we go, green flag is in the air. Alec Balvance doesn't get a very good jump to help Sam Boutwell. Trey Holmes is able to clear to the bottom. And that high side's gonna be stalled out here, getting through the gears. Oh, 20 car gets turned. Looked like Jeff Green got into the back of the 20, and there they go,
More
wrecking.
yellow again.
Yeah, it looked like the 38 car had a big run coming up on the 20 of David Tooker and just hit him a little bit too early there before they really got out of the corner. And man, these cars are not forgiving here with the bump drafting.
Yep, around he goes.
Black car get into the left rear of the orange 20, and
Car's diving way down low, trying to get around it.
oh man, that's a
and still get hot.
hit there.
That's a long way from the track to get hit.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt. You know, it's your best bet is to just dive down to the infield and hope you can get away from it. But well, you know, you can't really see what's already down there.
Nope.
And that was a big collision there. 2 guys just trying to get away from the wrecking up on the racetrack. Like it was Brent Jones and was it Nick Massey, I believe, got clobbered down there on the infield. Boy, some of these drivers better hope this race isn't a beauty contest, because a lot of these cars are looking a little torn up.
Oh, Joshua Adams went all the way to the inside and tagged that front end head on.
That thing is absolutely destroyed. Broken suspension, no front end. Unless they have any sort of fast repairs, which I'm assuming they don't, he is going to be done for the night. Heard over the driver radio, it sounds like Brent Jones didn't receive any damage to his car from that collision down on the infield, so that's a lucky break for him.
Let's go check that out. So he's right there in the middle, right? Purple car.
Yep, right there, the purple with the black hood.
Whoa.
And boy, that's really interesting. That would be maybe some huge net code or something. I definitely see damage on the right front of the 24 that he hit. Very interesting.
He drives away.
Could also be bluffing to the drivers, you know, who knows?
Lucky day.
Yeah. Harrison Talon retaining the lead here, though didn't really have much of an opportunity to get challenged yet. We'll see, though, if Sam Boutwell learned anything from that last restart, being on the outside in second, because he didn't get the greatest jump, and the car behind him didn't either, so they were just losing tons of time by the time they got up to full speed.
Looks like we got about 25 or 26 left on the lead lap.
Yeah, they'll definitely start dwindling down. And cool stat here, the top, all the drivers in the top 5 looks like they started outside of the top 20. We got Harrison Talon started this race 36. Sam Boutwell started 28th. Jesse Rosimus started 29th. Trey Holmes started 35th.
Yeah, there was a whole slew of them that didn't even qualify.
Yeah, so how about that? Only 30, 36, 37 laps around Daytona. All right, we are doubled up here. Pace lights are off. Shout out to Jesse Rosimus. I apologize if I'm butchering that name. A new name here, I believe, in the Elite Racing Leagues, and he's sitting pretty good up there in the 3rd position here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be competing in the Xfinity Series this year.
Oh yeah, and that's a tough road in the Elite Xfinity Series, man. There is loads of talent in the Elite Xfinity Series. So, boy, if you succeed in there, you're really going to be making a name for yourself, for sure. Best of luck to you, Jesse, on your upcoming season here. As we come off turn 4, I'm watching that Dale Jr. 8 machine there in the 4th position here. Him and Harrison Talon, the current leader, are teammates, so we'll see if those guys can get hooked up, what they can do. Green flag is out here, though. Sam Boutwell gets a much better jump this time. But just like last time, he doesn't have anybody on his bumper like Harrison does here. Like Holmes was maybe peeking. Oh yeah, he's peeking the middle here.
He's thinking about it.
Kind of telling me he doesn't want to be pushing here. I think he wants to be leading this line. So we'll see if Sam Boutwell's going to leave that middle open. I wouldn't be surprised if Holmes or even Jeff Green stick their car in there and take that spot. 20 car, David Tooker back there. Split in the middle, 3 wide on Ethan Stanley. Oh boy. 3, okay. Figured out Tooker was there. All right, Tooker up behind Trey Holmes now. That's a deadly duo here as well. These guys work together quite a bit in the Elite Racing League. You see quite a bit of damage on that Home Depot Tony Stewart machine there. 3rd on the outside line though, so not sure what kind of pace he's going to have here. Trey Holmes with a big run. He's sending it to the middle. I would say I might be a psychic, but I think he was kind of David Tooker gets a piece of Sam. He's going to save it. I was going to say I might call myself a psychic, but I think Holmes was kind of showing that he wasn't content sitting there with the way he was peaking the middle, and he got his opportunity, and boy, look at those two rocket up towards the lead here. They're going to get some more help. Looks like, is that Gerald Campbell jumping up behind him? Now it's 3-on-3 up at the front. Comes a big shot. David Tooker to the back bumper of Holmes, and boy, look at that momentum they're carrying down the back straightaway. Holmes is clear. Tooker is just about clear. He is clear. Will they both drop down? Yes, they will.
Down, yep.
Oh, and look at, here comes Jeff Green. Oh, a little bit of contact with Harrison Talon. Oh, comes back down in front of Ethan Stanley. Boy, these guys are getting rowdy. Dustin Dewar back up into the mix following this high line here. All right, Jeff Green, he's finally got some clean air on the nose of that 38 machine. We'll see what he can do with it. We know he's not being patient here. It's going to require Ethan Stanley to get right up on him. And he will. How about that? The Dale Jr. machine leading this pack around Daytona. Tony Stewart machine behind him in second. Boy, that's pretty familiar. About 20 years ago or so. I think that Highline is just going to need a little bit more help. I think they're going to need that third car to get right up on the 91 there on the high side. If they're really going to have something to say about taking this lead here. Jeff Green really pinching him down, though. Trying to get everything he can out of those guys. That bottom line's just a little more uniform right now, but we see a little bit of contact there with the side track. That's going to help Jeff Green there. Got right down on the door of David Tooker. That helped him out. That pulled Tooker back off of Holmes a little bit.
Yeah,
rocketing to the fence. Look at that. What a run. Is that Vincent Isabella? I believe.
Yep.
What an incredible run he had. It looks like it's going to stall out now, but he's got Dustin Dewar in tow. If Dewar can get back up to his bumper. Nope, Dewar's going to hang him out there. Dewar saw that run stalling out, said, "No, I'm gonna keep my momentum. Sorry." After that, we're kind of back to what we were looking like here up at the front. Jeff Green's back to even with the third position. Coming around a lapper here, this would get a little dicey. Thankfully, that third line faded out before we got to the lap car. That could have been real bad. Shout out to Ray Bracy as well in that number 77 machine here, that bright orange 77 fifth car in line on the bottom. I think another new name here in the Elite Racing Leagues and having a great run up in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, we're going to see him on Sunday nights in the Truck Series.
Yep, that'll be fun to watch. Best of luck to you, Ray, in this season, and have fun out there, man. It's awesome. It's a great series to race in. Bit of a learning curve, you know, but man, we've seen a lot of guys come up through the Elite Truck Series and really flourish.
Everybody's spacing out a little bit right now.
And you see big shot Talon to the back of Tooker there. The second and third cars on the bottom. That was real aggressive for these ARCA cars, and you really want to be careful with this older bodies that these ARCA cars are. The nose is really pointed down to the track, and the back end is raised up off the track a lot more than the current generation of stock cars that NASCAR runs in their upper series.
Natural lift to it when you hit it.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you can really only just kind of lightly lean into them at best. I mean, if you give too big of a shot, you'll pick the rear tires right up off the track and around they'll go. You got to be careful with those big bumps.
Now they'll use that to their advantage if it's the last lap.
Absolutely. You know, that's kind of the beauty of it, right? You know, it's last lap, last corner, you know, you ride up on someone, you think, well, I can kind of just drive up under him here, move him out of my way. Especially on iRacing where there's no life at risk, you know?
Yep.
Getting a good run mounted here up on the high side. This bottom three, front three on the bottom, I think they're doing a good job to maintain Holmes in the lead. But high side's getting formed up pretty good now, and they got Scott Haney, Dustin Dewar, Michael Goodman lined up third, fourth, and fifth on the top there. Those are all teammates over at Do Good Motorsports, and those guys know how to get around this place, and they'll work with you. I mean, they'll lock up on you and push you all the way around here.
How much time?
Field's got Crump as well back in the picture.
How much time do you think these guys spent in the ARCA car getting ready for this? It's one of those things, and since it's a special event, they just kind of jump in and see what happens, or?
Yeah, I think you're totally right. They had the hour-long happy hour. I bet everybody probably averaged about a half hour of track time for this. So, it's a familiar car to most iRacers that run on the oval side of things, but we don't see this car run very often in the Elite Racing League, so there could be some people unfamiliar with it, but it's generally about what you expect from a stock car here. A little quicker than what the top series have been lately, but I think most of these guys have a pretty good feel for it. Got to imagine if anybody's having any sort of overheating issues, it would have to be that 20 car. You're pushing the leader, and you're kind of boxed in. You can't really move around and get much air through there. So if anyone's going to be having trouble with that, I would say it would be that 20. We'll see here. He has an opportunity. Will he stay committed to the 8 car? Will he jump up in front of the 38? The window's closing to move up. Yep, too late now if you were thinking about it.
Go on board with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, that'll be a good view just of how stressful it is in that position. Me personally, I'd have to say that pushing the guy leading on the bottom line has to be the most stressful spot out here at Daytona, especially if you got the outside line leaning on your door. I mean, you got a tight window. You can't really see much. Thankfully, these ARCA cars, they don't blind you quite as bad as like the next gen Cup cars, but I mean, you have a tight window to work with. You're worried about your engine temperatures. You also got to give the guy in front of you enough of a push to where he doesn't get passed by the guy on the top, especially on the straightaways. So it's a tough spot to be in, and you can see the veteran Jeff Green up there. He knows exactly how much room he can give these guys down here, and he's using every bit of it through the turns. So that just adds to the pressure that really, that could easily force you into a mistake. But Tucker doing a great job. He's been in this position many times. I think these three, at least right now, are kind of hard to beat, right? These 3 guys leading on the bottom, they all work pretty well together. Talon and Holmes, first and third, are teammates. Tucker, second between those guys, is kind of an alliance deal with those guys. So I'm sure they're all kind of working together, orchestrating this thing, trying to maintain having the lead there on that bottom line. And they've excelled at it so far. I mean, Jeff Green hasn't really, I don't even know if he's led a lap since Holmes has been leading.
That is one thing you get in iRacing that you don't get in regular NASCAR, is the talk between the cars and being able to plan and say, you do this, you do that, unless they're teammates. But.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a big advantage. I'm part of a great team, Pro Edge Racing, and we're always communicating, sharing tire wear info and whatnot, and it is a huge advantage to have. Chad Frankenfield barely able to sneak out of the way of that slow lap car. But back to what I was saying, that it is a big advantage to just have feedback. You can kind of bounce info off of each other, especially at a plate track like this, having people that will be committed to working with you.
That lap car got into him.
Yeah, it's getting tight with some of those lappers there. A couple of guys are just way off pace, and boy, you running 2, especially 3 wide, it's real tight coming around a guy that's going 20 miles per hour slower than the pack.
I always kind of wondered in some of those group discords too, if you're like, a yellow flag would help me out right now. And you get a teammate, I spin.
Yep. Yeah, that's always a thought, and a lot of times late in a race, if there's a caution, like, say I'm ahead of somebody and they don't have a chance to get to me, and then their teammate spins around, I'm thinking, I wonder if they planned that, It's just one of those competition things you think about. I think most everybody here in the elite racing leagues is pretty respectable, and there's lots of good racecraft out there. So
Ooh,
I doubt
wall.
that that's a say, but you never know. Jared Rexing got a piece of it. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he rode the wall around for a little while, but got back in line.
Yeah. Look at Chad Frankenfield. He got tired of waiting. He's trying to make his own line up there around the fence.
He's worked his way up to 11th.
Hey, dude, I think he's still got a decent bit of damage on that 15, but obviously he's got enough pace to keep up here. And if he could mimic that run that he had, but have help on his bumper, he might be able to make something happen up there. Looks like Dustin Dewar's thinking about it. Oh, nope, Frankenfield touches the fence there. That changes everything for him.
Wall helped him around that corner.
Oh, back up at the front pack. Dewar got a piece of the fence as well. Looks like Michael Goodman's going to blast by him with Scott Crump in tow. Look at that. Tyler Fody is silently working his way up here. Oh, as he gets into the back of Scott Haney, there they go. Dewar's in it. Crump's in it. Oh, it looks like Boutwell's in it. Oh, more wrecking back behind. Looks like Matthew Weeks is involved. Chad Frankenfield, Zach Evans might have got a piece of it. Yeah, there's that wreck up ahead, and you got a big pack of cars checking up. Ah. Crump's in it pretty good. Frankenfield, Weeks. Oh, rookie in the 77. Wow, did the 77 avoid everybody?
He's
We might have to get
rolling.
on board of that. Might have to get on board of that 77 if possible. Oh, checking up. Oh, he dodges him. Splits between them. Wow.
Nice job.
That's a veteran move right there, avoiding that one. That's tough to do.
Everybody's into the pits.
What a job by Ray Bracey there, avoiding that one. He actually is going to stay out. He says, you know what, I dodged that wreck. Let's go ahead and try my luck leading this thing. Oh, actually, sorry, he was a lap down. So, boy, that's a good break for him, because it looks like he's getting the free pass. Had he picked up any part of that crash, he would not have been eligible for the free pass. So that was just salvaging his race there, dodging that one. Here we go. We're about 25 laps left in this thing. The drivers are getting a little spicy there over the radio. Things are heating up here. We're starting to see the end of this thing, and oh boy, look at this. Your pick, Jeff Green's going to be leading us.
Hey. I got to pick something right today.
Yep. David Tooker in second. Oh, boy. I think I remember only about 15 short laps ago that 38 actually spun that 20 car around. So now they're both 1-2 starting this field off. That's a little awkward. They might be, might end up right back on each other's doors through the corners here. I'd say we're looking pretty good with our picks so far there, Dave. First and third, that's not bad.
Still got a shot.
Yep. The problem is we're going to have, what, 22 laps to go when we go green at Daytona, so, boy, anything could happen.
Could have 4 more cautions.
Oh, yeah. I'm also liking that Ethan Stanley machine. I mean, he's been up running in the top 10, a lot of it actually running in the high line, and looks like for the most part he's stayed out of trouble and really kept himself relevant up there near the front. So I think he's been doing a really good job here. New face up near the front, Michael Daniel Martinez. That black number 2 scheme there.
Old Rusty Wallace scheme.
Yeah, like it. That's the best part about this special event ARCA race, man, is these guys are able to bring out some really cool paint schemes. Makes me miss the good old days.
I'm old enough that I have a picture on my wall signed by Bobby Rahal, Rusty Wallace, and Larry Dixon from a Miller Genuine Draft, Miller Lite event back when I worked for the beer industry.
That is awesome. Love that. All right, pace cars off. Jeff Green gonna lead him down. Michael Daniel Martinez gets a good jump behind Tucker. Holmes gets a good jump behind Green. We're gonna have us a drag race down into turn 1 here. I know that number 20, David Tucker, he's been fast, but he hasn't necessarily been in clean air. So I almost wonder if there's any sort of damage on that car. How much pace is he going to have cutting through the air? But it's been okay so far up through the gears. Brent Jones didn't like what he was seeing further back. He was bailing right out of that one. Boy, look at the run on the high side. Tucker and Michael Daniel Martinez, both of them going to clear just barely. Woo. How about that? It's hard enough pushing one guy clear. Get both of you clear. Alec Baldwin's with something to say about this lead here, getting a big shove from Harrison Talon. Kendall Noah Player working his way back up there. Matthew Weeks in tow. Highline's starting to look pretty good. Zach Evans, haven't seen him up here. Looks like he's about to crack into the top 10. Big shove. Harrison Talon putting on Alec Baldwin's here. Through the tri-oval, he might get him at the stripe. Not quite. They're formed up a little bit better on the bottom. They're a little bit closer to the tail, but Talon's been doing a good job shoving Alec Baldwin's in that 5. Talon's looking a little squirrely there through the corner. He might be struggling with the handling of that machine a little bit. Big shove down the back. Look at that. Alec Baldwin's going to clear. Will he take it? Will he stay with Talon? Have to imagine he would take it. Yep, there he goes. He's made his decision. Still got an opportunity to throw a block off the corner on that high side, but I don't know if he will do that. Well, just as I was talking about the bottom being formed up, here comes the high side now. We're getting some big runs out of these corners. Tucker's doing all he can, pushing that 5 on the bottom, but that high side is rolling now. Matthew Weeks running like 7th right there, 6th or 7th on the top, that number 2 machine. He is a defending Daytona 500 winner in the Elite Racing Leagues, I believe in the 2020, one of the 2020 seasons, I believe. But he knows his way around this track. Oh, Jared Rexing making that 3rd line work. Oh, Kendall Noah Player comes up with a big block. Wow, that was close. He's going to take Talon 3 wide. Talon's going to be in the sucker hole here, stuck in the middle. Doesn't have any help till he gets back to the 6 of Zach Evans. Nope, the 317's going to hop down behind him. Alexander Van de Sant, and boy, Talon's got to be saying, man, you're my best friend right now. Oh, it's getting all shaky up here. David Tooker takes the lead. Michael Daniel Martinez pushed him. Kendall Noah Player way up high on the fence.
Oh, this is just a recipe for disaster now.
Oh yeah, it is. We're within 20 laps to go here. Everyone's seeing those checkers.
There it
Oh
goes.
no, there goes Rexing. Oh, big crash. Frankenfield involved. That was a really interesting way that Rexing spun there. I don't know if he got hit by anybody. Or something broke maybe? That was really odd.
Back it up a little bit, see where we can catch him.
The way this started, it's almost like maybe he got some net coat off the back bumper of the 94. You see how it kind of just shoots him around. I don't know if maybe something broke on that car or just had a weird little net code glitch with the back of the 94. Maybe he was just losing the car with 3 wide with all the air pushing on the sides of your cars. You know, the cars get pretty unstable running 3 wide. Nonetheless, a wild ride for Jared Rexing, and we'll see Alexander Van de Sant gets a piece. Frankenfield, big hit. Got Haney, big hit. Oh, the 30 and the 8. Did my pick get involved in that one? Looked like he did. Uh-oh. Tough break, but you called it, Dave. It's starting to look like a recipe for
Yeah.
real aggressive.
No margin for error when you fill in the holes.
Yep, absolutely. That's the way it goes here at Daytona. Oh, yep. Holmes, I think, is done. He got pancaked down to the inside wall. That red and white Dale Earnhardt Jr. scheme, suspension all jacked up. Tough break for him. Hope I didn't jinx him.
Rasmus in the pits, Boutwell in the pits.
Yep, everyone's... Other than damage repairs, I'd have to imagine anybody that didn't have any repair time left probably pitting for the last time here.
Take you back up front and then through the field here.
Yep, up front. David Tooker after that big power move. Michael Daniel Martinez second, going to fill up the front row with him. Alec Balvans hangs on, P3. Fourth, Harrison Talon still holding strong up there. Kendall Noah Player fifth. Jeff Green, your pick to win this thing. Restarting sixth here. Alexander Van de Sant seventh. Ethan Stanley eighth. He's been stout. Chad Frankenfield, who looked like he got a piece of that most recent crash, is going to be ninth. And Zach Evans going to round out the top 10 here for the start. Another guy I want to shout out real quick is that Johnny Thomas, the 83 machine. He is also a Daytona 500 winner in the Elite Cup Series, and this car looks pretty clean.
Both in damage and in any kind of sponsorship whatsoever.
Yeah, looks like pretty plain orange. Looks like he's got Carhartt on the hood there. But he's been pretty low-key this race. I haven't really seen much of him, and he knows how to get around this racetrack. And he, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just kind of been biding his time here, waiting to let all these guys up ahead of him kind of crash each other out, which they have been doing so far. Really like the 20 and the 2 though in the front row. I think those guys worked really well together, getting themselves in that position. I think they're gonna get linked up here and try to work together. See what kind of jump Michael Daniel Martinez gets on the high side though. It's really hard to time it, especially at these plate tracks, you know. But thankfully I'm assuming he's going to go on green, so that always helps.
He's
David
going
Tucker
through
there,
the-
he couldn't get enough.
He took
He
the
was part of
Le Mans chicane.
Yeah, he did. He was part of my my race team in the Rolex 24 on iRacing, and he was our starter and finisher of the race, and we actually got the win in our split that we ran in the LMP cars. So he obviously couldn't get enough of that chicane there.
I think I watched a little bit of your feed there. Wasn't there somebody that was where you were waiting for him to wake up or something like that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was. Had a couple mishaps, but we had enough scheduling going on that we were able to get it going. Speaking of getting it going, David Tucker on the loud pedal. Martinez gets an okay jump. Not quite going to be clear behind Tucker, but I would have to imagine he's going to try to get hooked up with that 20 car. Talon's been a real good pusher. He's been a little bit squirrely in the corners, tucked right up behind someone, and that's pretty natural when you get tucked right up behind him. But boy, look at the shot he's given to Martinez down the backstretch. And they are taking off. Tucker not getting the push he needs. Here comes Jeff Green. Oh, they're going to take the bottom before Jeff Green could get clear. That was a good move there. On that 24 Talon. Trying to pack the air on the spoiler of that 24 car. Help slow him down, create some more drag. Jeff Green about half a car away from leading the lap there. Zach Evans up into 6th. Gerald Campbell back in this thing in 8th. Chad Frankenfield running 9th after all he's been through this race. So we got 3 guys that have worked really well together tonight and usually work together in general. Michael Daniel Martinez, Harrison Talon, David Tucker lined up on the bottom. That's going to be tough to beat for this high side. But if anyone's going to be able to do it, it's that 38 machine. He's got Ethan Stanley tucked right up on his back bumper, along with Zach Evans, Gerald Campbell.
Everybody's kind of calm right now, waiting for their next set of moves.
Yeah, it almost feels like the calm before the storm, doesn't it, Dave?
Yep.
These guys, we're not seeing any 3 wide. I mean, we're seeing some hard bump drafts for the leaders, but everyone's kind of biding their time. It almost tells me anyone maybe outside the top 8, top 10 is expecting another crash here. Oh, boy. Almost saw it there at the 317 of Van de Sant getting right up on the left rear of Kendall Noah Player. He's still peaking. Saying, Kendall, buddy, if you're going to leave that spot, I might just have to take it. Jeff Green with a massive run off of turn 4. Not quite clear, though. He will lead that lap. We come to, that was 11 to go. Jeff Green is cleared just barely. Nope, not quite.
Oh, somebody got in the wall.
Yeah, Kendall Noah Player up in the fence. Looks like he's holding it up there okay. I think everyone's going to get past him just fine. Look at that high side, really stacked up. Johnny Thomas makes a move to the bottom. Oh, the other 20 car is that Vincent Isabella up to the fence. Not sure which one it is. There's a couple guys out here making it a little hard on us.
Yeah.
It is Vincent Isabella.
Oh, we got spinners back in the back.
Caution out back, yeah. It was just starting to heat up. I think that's a big win for Vincent Isabella, though. He made a lot of time there on the fence. Oh, yep. That's the 44, Michael Goodman. Oh, man, that's one of those hits that you're glad this is just a simulation game. That one would not feel good. Oh, does Kendall avoid it? Yes, he does. Wow. Like Rexing just trying to give a friendly shove to Goodman. Just, man, it's these cars, especially in the corner, it's just can't quite make that push work. And that is going to inevitably end Goodman's chances here tonight. Johnny Thomas getting a bit of the road course action as well. Oh, yeah, we got a couple.
Boys will be
You
boys.
see what they do. They saw the leader running it. They wanted to try it out too. Just can't get enough of that Rolex 24 layout, man. Everybody loves the Daytona road course. Makes time go a little faster when you're pacing around this big super speedway, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'm still looking good. I still got number 2 there.
Yeah, your pick's looking stout, man. Mine sadly ended up with a destroyed suspension. Hey, man, it's win or wreck here at Daytona, a special event, right? I know
Yep.
Trey Holmes was going for it. Was looking good, leading laps in that 8 machine. Wasn't meant to be tonight, but he's got a teammate, Michael Daniel Martinez, leading this thing right now. And he's got another teammate, Harrison Talon. Looks like he's going to be restarting behind him, so you guys are still looking good up there. Through the field here, looks like Michael Daniel Martinez is going to be leading. Jeff Green's going to be restarting outside front row. Daniel Martinez teammate Harrison Talon restarting third behind him. Ethan Stanley going to be lined up behind Jeff Green again. And I don't know how familiar these guys were with each other before this race, but man, they're getting a lot of drafting time together, that 38 and 91. See if they figured something out to try to get a run on those guys on the bottom.
Zach Evans up to the 6.
Yeah, Zach Evans still chipping away at it. Seems like every caution we end up seeing, Zach Evans gained another spot or two. Alec Bolivin's still hanging out in the top 10. Gerald Campbell. Matthew Weeks creeping back up there, 14th. Josh Personette, he's been pretty quiet. Looks like he's going to be lined up 16th here for the start. We still got 19 cars left on the lead lap. Rounded out by Jared Rexing. All right. Taking the 1 to green here. Pace lights are off. We're going to hit this restart with 7 laps to go. Michael Daniel Martinez versus Jeff Green. Boy, I don't know if that's good juju or bad juju, but we got two Tony Stewart schemes lined up, nose to tail here.
You'd think they'd work well together, but I don't know. If you're Tony Stewart, would you get along with yourself?
Yeah, you know, especially Tony Stewart in these cars, I don't think he would.
No. He always said he'd wreck his own mother for a win. I don't know if he'd wreck himself for a win. But.
Oh, yeah. Well, guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yep.
David Tooker getting it down there. We hit those curbs pretty good. That was quite a nice run through that chicane there. Pretty good out there. Like Harrison Talon's having a good time down there in the driver chat. I think it's kind of a calm before the storm, right? You know, you're kind of trying to keep everything lighthearted. You know, the checkers are coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize for what's about to happen.
Yep, absolutely. All right, here we go. Ace car is about to take a hard left turn. Michael Daniel Martinez is in the gas. Green flag is out. Big push by Talon. Like he knew, right? That was gonna get orchestrated there.
Funny how that works, huh?
Oh yeah. Couple big bumps. Jeff Green did a really good job getting through the gears though. And they're gonna be leaning on these guys hard with the side draft here. It's go time officially at Daytona.
Ooh, Balvan's high to the outside.
Yeah, I can't help but think he's going to get shuffled. But look at that, Johnny Thomas, Jared Rexing going to the fence as well. So Balvan's is not going to get shuffled. He's actually going to have a safety net behind him. We'll see, though. It's going to be a tough spot. You got that big run as Johnny Thomas, and he did the smart thing and checked up a little bit. You want to just hit him, you know, get him up to speed, but can't do that in the corner. Look at that run they get, though, into the tri-oval.
And stage is set.
Look at that, 6 laps to go. Alec Balvans, Johnny Thomas with a massive run up high. Oh, Balvans gets squirrely up there. Might have touched the wall just a little bit. Boy, they had a good run going, but that's going to set them back here, probably about a half a lap. Takes a long time to get that momentum built back up. Not when you got Johnny Thomas pushing you like that, though. Keeps him right up in it. 3 wide for about 5 rows of cars. Boy, the 24 and 38 are getting real friendly there with the doors. 4 laps to go. 5 laps to go. Oh, there it is. Oh, yep, there they go. It's a big one. Oh, Vincent Isabella is destroyed. Alec Balvans in it big.
It's like it's one of our Tony Stewart's got a little bit. Oh, no, it's just all the way back to the yellow flag. My bad.
Yep, I think the gray Tony Stewart machine took a head-on lick. And that's tough. I think the middle line, the middle line just came up a bit, doored into the outside line, and there they go. Vincent Isabella junked. Sounds like Brent Jones is done. Gerald Campbell's in it. Van de Sant's in it. Frankenfield once again. Josh Adams. Oh, Kendall Noah player is hurt pretty bad. Pow, that's what did in Brent Jones right there. Tough break for a lot of these guys. Got Haney. Oh, he gets a piece of it. Looked pretty minimal, though. See the front end all destroyed on that Vincent Isabella Tony Stewart machine. Alec Balvans, broken suspension there. Even knocks out the cone. Well, this shakes up everything, doesn't it, Dave?
Yes, it does.
This is going to be something. Looks like we might end up getting a green-white checkered. I'm not familiar with if we have any green-white checkers here in this, or how many we have. But we shall see. Looks like it is going to be one. We'll see if it's within the scheduled race distance, or if it adds laps.
Yeah, might get a natural one here.
Mm-hmm. I can get some inside info here. Josh Adam having a good time out there. Well, Michael Daniel Martinez held on strong that time. But boy, you got the 2000 Busch Series champion breathing down your neck here. I have to imagine if he gets any sort of a push, he is going to be one guy to watch out for here. All right, I got info here from the Michael Daniel Martinez spotter. We have 3 attempts at green-white checkers, so we will not have a sad yellow flag ending to this one.
That's good. Special event, you don't want it to end that way.
Oh, yeah. Whoever wins doesn't mind, but anybody watching wants to see a show.
Jared Rexing looks to be the last of the cars you have on track.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you're never fully out of it here at Daytona. We've seen crazier things happen. I think, unfortunately for Michael Daniel Martinez, his destiny lies in the steering wheel of that 24. You know, it's you do
He really
everything
is.
right. Yeah,
He's
you
in
do
the worst
everything
place you want
right.
to be.
Yep, exactly. You do it all right, get yourself out in the lead, but this is Daytona, man. You're relying on the guy behind you. You can't just hold everybody off by yourself. So we'll see.
If they can get
Luckily
to
for
you, they
him,
will
though,
move you.
yep. But luckily for him, it is a teammate behind him. But I mean, like you said, this is a special event. This isn't a points-paying race. Everybody wants to win this thing. And I mean, races, situations like that, you know, a teammate maybe just doesn't intend to move you out of the way, but doesn't mean that they're not going to.
And they'll always say that, right? So,
Oh yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean
David
to.
took her. David took her another trip down there through the chicane, looking good once again. I think he's getting faster and faster every time he goes down there.
They do a nice job leaving him a spot.
Yeah. Well, rack 'em and stack 'em. First attempt at a green-white checkered. We are in overtime here. You have 3 total attempts at green-white checkers. We'll see if we need them all or not. If we make it back to the white flag, then this race will be decided at the checkers. Michael Daniel Martinez, Jeff Green, side by side. Pace car is off. Harrison Talon laying back there. Great jump by the inside line. Wow, they really caught him sleeping there. And that's the best thing they could have hoped for, dealing with Jeff Green. Oh, we got 2 teammates pushed each other out there. They're out there in the clean air. Jeff Green really leaning on David Tooker. Oh, he turns him. Oh, David Tooker is done.
That looked
Zach
a little
Evans. Oh, man. I think that was just a case of Jeff Green thinking he was clear and he's going to hop down there and try to build up the momentum, but it just wasn't quite clear. I think he just hooked the back end of that Tooker machine. That's a tough break. Yep, he got hung out up there, and I don't think he meant to do that. I think he was just trying to fill that spot behind Tooker and just wasn't quite fully cleared by the 20 machine. And boy, that's a hard crash. Yeah, look at a good view of this. Tooker's just going, boom. And it's so hard to tell. You know, it's looked okay, but just grazed him just enough. Gonna be attempt number 2 at overtime. Daniel Martinez still leading, but Talon's actually going to be next to him this time with Jeff Green in 3rd. So we'll have to see. Those top 2 do a little Rochambeau. Maybe Martinez opts to start on the top. Talon tries to let him in line. It's a little risky, but we'll see what they decide to do here when we take the 1 to green. Boy, that 3rd row is going to be aggressive here. Gerald Campbell, Chad Frankenfield. Those guys are going to push the issue here. Your guy's still up in it, though, Dave. He's still in
got a
contention
shot
for this thing. Yep. He's seen just about everything in this race so far, but in doing so, he's still held his ground up there in the top 5.
He's 2 more bumpers from right where he wants to be.
Mm-hmm. Cody coming around, getting a lap back there. I want to shout out some of our premier sponsors for Elite, especially this upcoming season. Join APS Cup Series. They've ridden with us for years now as our sponsoring our premier series. We got Miss Goodies Goodies coming on board for our Xfinity B Series. That'll be a great show. Tons of talent there. And Dixon's Smoked Meats, great local barbecue company down in Southern Virginia. So thank you guys for your support for the Elite Racing Leagues, and this is set to be a heck of a year for us.
Certainly will be busy. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I'm curious to see what those top two do. I have to imagine with how well they've worked together, Martinez is going to elect to take the top here, though. I mean, it's risky, but I could see him doing it. You know, I think you do whatever you can to have a teammate on your bumper here. Gonna be here. Talon staying low. Martinez looks like he is taking the outside. All right. Well, now they just have to focus on orchestrating this right. You know, Martinez is gonna have to jump it a little bit earlier than normal. And if I'm Jeff Green here, though, I'm gonna make sure I get right up on the bumper of that 24 and just shove him through the gears and not let that 2 car clear the 24. That way he can push the 24 out there and then be able to set up a move on him. Martinez is gonna have to do this just right. If Talon checks up too much to try to let Martinez in, he could end up getting himself spun around. So it's risky, but boy, the payoff is huge if they can get lined up. Been real hard to beat that duo. All right, the pressure is on. Second attempt at a green-white checkered. Pace lights are off. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Michael Daniel Martinez, that black and gold number 2 up on the outside, going to be in control of this start here. He's going to try to get a good jump, get down in front of that 24. Could leave the door open for Ethan Stanley, Chad Frankenfield, Johnny Thomas up on the top. Here we go. Pace car is going to take a hard left for possibly the final time here. There he goes. Martinez jumps it early. He's gonna wait till the start finish line to clear down. There he goes, dropping right down. All right. Now it's a drag race for second. Ethan Stanley, Harrison Talon. Jeff Green moves up to the top. Gerald Campbell trying to force it up there in front of Frankenfield. Oh man.
Everybody kind of went,
that didn't
no.
work. There it goes, Jeff Green. And Gerald Campbell tried to force it up into that small gap, and Frankenfield, you know, we're about to see the white flag. Frankenfield said, nope, I am not lifting for you. Boy, that's a tough break for Jeff Green there, just an innocent bystander. You can see that DuPont scheme. He tried to force his way up in there, and it just wasn't quite there. Just ends up getting hit from behind, hitting the back of Jeff Green in front of him, and unfortunately for Jeff Green, just innocent bystander, spun around. Hard lick into the 24 and then into the outside wall. Now it's going to be curious to see, though, because obviously Martinez and Talon were very committed to working together, and I'm not sure how clean Talon got out of that.
Looks to be all right.
Yeah, I know he took the nose of that 38 into his right side door, so if it just hit the door and didn't hit either of his wheels on the right side, I think he'll still be okay. And it looks like he's still going to be lined up third here, so we're getting a word from Frankenfield here. He's they're debating on if there's a crash and a yellow on this last green white checkered. It's sounding like they're gonna go ahead and just race it back to the line anyway, which I think would be pretty cool.
Yeah, go for
Because
it.
otherwise, I mean, by technicality, the race would just end right when the caution came out. But I think they're gonna have a gentleman's agreement here to just go ahead and race it all the way back. So we will get a full green white checkered here, I think. Regardless of if there is a yellow or not, they are gonna go ahead and race it all the way back. So that'll be fun. I'm excited.
Looks like we got a couple folks diving in the pits there for a last minute change. Zach Evans, Brent Jones.
Yeah, probably last minute damage repair too. You know, it's
Use it or lose it.
oh, yeah, it's always a tough decision to make. You know, you got a green white checkered, but at this track, it's really hard to be competitive with any sort of aerodynamic disadvantage. So it was like Tyler Fody. Oh no, he's not. He's not quite on the lead. Looks like Jeff Green's the final car on the lead lap, but I believe he's going to get lapped here on pits. That car is all torn up. He had such a strong race going, and just unfortunately, it's hooked around there. Ethan Stanley, though, quietly been in the top 10, working with Jeff Green. Look at that. He's going to be front row on this last restart. Running order here for the final restart of the race. Got Michael Daniel Martinez first. Ethan Stanley second. Harrison Talon in third. Gerald Campbell fourth. Got Chad Frankenfield fifth. Jared Rexing sixth. Johnny Thomas up to seventh. Joshua Personette eighth. Nick Massey ninth. And Scott Haney back up into the top 10.
Take a look at our upcoming broadcasts while we're waiting for them to come around. For sure here tonight. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, we'll have the preseason Thunder. Wednesday, we have the duels and the qualifying. And then the Truck Series is next Sunday. And then it's February 7th, we'll have the Xfinity Series. And then the Cup will start their season on Wednesday, February 9th. So it'll be a busy next week or so.
Oh man, and you folks aren't going to want to miss any of the Speed Weeks action. I tell you, it's going to be a blast. Every single event we run, it's going to be exciting. And you definitely won't want to miss any of that. All right, 2x2. Michael Daniel Martinez is going to lead him off here. Got his teammate behind him. They're going to be tough to beat here. They're going to have to split those guys up or build a massive run there up on the top. But Gerald Campbell,
I gotta think Chad gets involved in this somehow too.
Oh, for sure.
He's
I
sitting
think
there in fifth now.
If he sees any sort of window to maybe split these lines between them, he's absolutely going to take it. So we'll see here. Gerald Campbell, always great at these super speedways, and he's one of those guys you're excited to have on your back bumper here on this last run. So here we go. Pace car is off. Martinez and Talon get a great jump. Very well orchestrated there. They're going to clear everybody. We'll see. These guys are going to drop down. Nope. Gerald's going to dive underneath the 91.
Oh, he
hooks the
spun
91.
him.
All right,
So
well,
we're
the
just
caution
racing
is
back.
technically out, but they are racing. Now, I'm not sure if they're racing to the line this time or if they're running another lap. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Rexing gets turned by Personette. We'll have to see here.
It's just chaos behind him.
Because this would be the white flag. I don't know if this is going to end it or if another lap. I'm not sure. We got Jeff Gordon and Jeff Gordon, I think, 3rd and 4th here.
Second, third, and fourth.
Yeah. See, they got a whale of a run at these top 2. So is this white or is this checkers?
Final
white. Martinez takes the white flag. Big run from Nick Massey pushing Gerald Campbell. Harrison Talon's going to move up. Campbell's going to drop down. He's going to turn Martinez. Talon hangs on. Through a big push from Massey, he hangs on to it. Look at Scott Haney with a run there. It's going to be a shootout. Harrison Talon, Scott Haney. Can Scott Haney get enough of a pull? Down the back straightaway. Harrison Talon trying to break that draft. I don't know if Haney's going to be able to get to him.
Oh, pace car.
Turns 3 and 4. Yep, we're ignoring the pace car. Here comes Scott Haney. He's got a big run. He's going to get there. He's going to get to the bumper. Apron. Talon's going to get it. Harrison Talon wins it. That was incredible.
Oh, he could have used the pace car as a pick there for a little bit.
Yeah. Boy, what a tough break for Martinez, but man, they were coming through there like crazy, and Harrison Talon able to hang on. Man, he took a huge shot from Nick Massey to the back bumper and was able to keep it straight and hang on for the win. Martinez may be the only one out there in the field saying, "Hey, maybe we should have ended under yellow."
Oh. Balvin's hard in the back of Zach Evans.
Oh, yeah. Lots of big hits. Harrison Talon going to burn it down at Daytona. How about that? What a crazy, crazy wild race here tonight, Dave.
They played nice for periods, but then it got crazy.
Oh yeah. You know, you don't expect to see this kind of in the 500 or in those points-paying races. These guys are just out here, special event, one-off race. Just go out there, tear some stuff up, have a good time.
And surely none of them will carry it over to anything else, right?
Never know, but you wouldn't think so.
Short memories.
Mm-hmm. What a good job by Harrison Talon, though. Looked like he was just gonna be the kind of the bridesmaid to Martinez, but the way things shook out there at the very end, ended up getting it done.
We do get a Nick Massey visit tonight. He did finish on the podium.
Oh, how about that?
Are you ready to interview the three?
Yep, let's do it.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Congratulations.
Hey, Nick, Ethan up in the booth. What'd you think about that wild finish out there, man? Where'd you come from?
Yeah, I don't even know. I didn't expect to be having a shot for the win there, the way that race was going. That was wild. But yeah, just trying to give Gerald a push there. They wrecked on the green-white checker, trying to give other Jeff Gordon car a push around to the lead, and they ended up wrecking down there in turn one. I got a little piece of it and couldn't get a run at Harrison over there. He was just gone. But yeah, it's a fun night. A lot of wrecks, a lot of carnage. But these cars are tanks, man. I thought I was done a couple times and was able to come down pit road, get that thing fixed, and was still competitive. So hopefully it was fun calling it up here.
Oh yeah, we had a good time up here. Yeah, it looked like you and Gerald had a really good run there, and things kind of just got a little shaky. Maybe like Talon tried to block high, Gerald tried to go low, and things got a little squirrely. I was surprised Talon was able to hang on to it, that huge shot you gave him. But anything to take away from this, maybe help you out in speed weeks, or was this kind of just to go out there and tear stuff up and have a good time type of race?
I don't know. I mean, I think everything else we run, it's a completely different draft package. but no, I mean, a lot of unfamiliar faces in here, guys we don't typically run with. So it's nice, running with some new guys that are in different series and seeing how they drive and how they race. And yeah, overall, it was just a fun night. Congrats to Harrison there. I don't know how he hung on to it either, because I gave him a shot when they started wrecking. I thought we were all gonna wreck. But yeah, just overall fun night. Hopefully, it was fun for you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Well, before we let you go, you got any shout outs? Anybody to thank here for tonight, and what you're looking forward to this season in Elite?
Yeah, just shout out to you guys for coming up here doing the broadcast and the exhibition race. Yeah, looking forward to hopping on board with my new team, Pro Edge Racing over there. Those guys, Shane, Bronson, that whole crew. So it should be fun. Looking forward to it. They did great in the truck series last season, moving up to Cup side. So raced with them for a long time. So it'd be nice to join a league with them again, get back together. And then shout out to Josh and Johnny. Johnny hopped in our Discord a little bit, running with me and Josh, and through all the carnage, all the wrecks. I felt like, I missed all the wrecks. It's just every time I checked up for a wreck, I got jacked up from behind. So I was in the wreck anyway. But yeah, fun weekend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, great job on the podium, man. Way to survive out there and squeak through, and hopefully you'll be getting lots of interviews here this season coming up.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be joining you guys more often.
All right, that was Nick Massey, third place finisher. Good job, Nick. Looks like next we'll pull up the second place finisher, Scott Haney. Scott, it's Dave and Ethan up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you guys loud and clear.
Well, I just want to ask you. I mean, what was it like out there? It looked pretty squirrely out there, but you did a good job, kind of hanging out in the top 10 there, running up on the high side a lot. And what'd you see there? They're coming to the end of it.
Big old mess. I know. I got into Chad there. I know, and of course, we kind of knew we were going to be racing to the end there, so kind of just tried to keep it straight. Didn't let out of it. Had some guys come across my nose there. Just didn't quite have enough to get to Harrison there. Came out of 4, was catching him a little bit, but might have maybe dropped below the yellow line there a little bit, but didn't catch him either way. So, but was giving it all we had. It was a hell of a race.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a great effort from you, and you're always one of those guys to watch out for here at Daytona Super Speedway. And was there any, it wasn't surprising that you came out here and showed out the way you did, but is there anything maybe you take away from this race heading into Speed Weeks, or was this kind of just a go out here and free for all type of thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't drove this ARCA car in a while, and was telling guys on the radio there before it started, I wasn't very comfortable with it, to be honest with you. Got caught up in, I don't know, 8 wrecks there, but I think everybody did. But I don't know if there's a lot you can take from it. Just, it's Super Speed Week deal, so you just kind of hang on and do what you can and try to put yourself in a good position to finish well and survive it all sometimes.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, before we let you go, it was a great job tonight. The P2 finish. You got any shout-outs for us?
Yeah, man. Always do good motorsports. Those guys are great. Always Home Place Beer Company. They always got my back. So appreciate you guys doing this. Glad to be here. It's fun. Few days, everything else will really start. So a lot of fun tonight, but looking forward to this year.
All right, buddy. Well, good job tonight, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you in Speed Weeks coming up here, and a good job on the second place finish, and we'll get to talk to you soon, hopefully.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys.
All right, that was our second place finisher, Scott Haney, and now we'll bring up our race winner, Harrison Talon. What a tumultuous end of the race. It looked like you and Martinez had everything orchestrated there. Those last multiple restarts there. Kind of figured you guys were just trying to line up and control the race, but just run us through the last 2 laps there of that race.
Yeah, we were just trying to get in line as best as we possibly could on the restarts. It worked out really well for a few of them. We were able to get 1, 3, and 5 all lined up with Dan, me, and Chuker there in 5th. And yeah, we really had good communication on when to go on the restarts, and just overall general how hard we're pushing, how much we could take, and what's the fastest way we could possibly keep the lead and stuff like that, and get out ahead. So I think we did a great job of that tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And I figured you guys would be hard to beat out there getting lined up like that, and it looked like Jeff Green might have had something for you guys, but just couldn't quite muster the run. So but you did a great job pushing, keeping Martinez up in the lead there. And tell me about that final lap. I mean, when you guys got squirrely there and looked like you were kind of defending from Gerald, kind of got into the back of Martinez. But I was most impressed by that huge shot you took from Massey right in the middle of the corner, and you kept it straight and were able to pull away. So just kind of run me through that corner there.
Yeah, I saw the huge run coming from Gerald and Massey from behind, and I knew they were gonna make a move. I mean, just a matter of when. So I was just on big defensive mode. I was big in chat, just defend, just try to get in the middle line as much as you possibly can. And I made a block to the middle lane just to try to cover that space out there. And unfortunately turned Martinez there at the end. So I apologize to him and anyone who got caught up in that. But I think it was a really good race overall. We had lots of green flag racing. Everybody was really competitive, pretty clean out there. Opposed, I guess, from the start. Start had a few cautions, but we were able to organize it out and have some good pack racing there for a good portion of the race.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, great job hanging on to it there and that final shootout there, and hopefully you can bring some of that momentum forward to Speed Weeks coming up here. But before we let you go, man, any shout outs you got?
Absolutely. I'd love to thank my family and friends, all the support, and Fueled Up Racing, Pro Edge Racing, Elite, all the sponsors, Response, Join APS, Dixon's Barbecue, and you guys for always putting on a good broadcast up here that I can watch back on nights like tonight. So good show. Hopefully we can carry this momentum into start of the season.
All right, well, congrats, man. You go enjoy this one. That was our winner from the Elite Daytona 200 ARCA cars. Kind of a one-off race, but boy, this I know this kind of builds the nerves up for the drivers headed into Speed Weeks. Kind of get some of this out of their system, maybe too, because I expect a lot more uniform racing. Coming into the Speed Weeks, it's points paying stuff. But this was fun. This was a fun shootout night. Go out there, have a good time, and let it all hang out. And Talon did a good job hanging on there.
Preseason Thunder is pretty similar, right? It's just for the Cup cars.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and it's always good to kind of go out there, do a little exhibition first. Get the off-season jitters, because I believe this was the longest off-season Elites had, and just good time to get out there, knock the dust off. Get excited for the big show coming up next week.
Sounds good.
Well, Dave, it was fun calling this one with you. It's a good, exciting race out here. Lots of big crashes, lots of excitement. Harrison Talon comes away with the victory.
I appreciate you joining me up here. I'm still getting used to all the technical part of it, so I was just trying to get used to talking a little more. So you kind of bailed me out of doing it solo, so I appreciate that.
Yep, not a problem. Well, for Ethan Burrell, David Huckleberry, we are tuning out here, and we will catch you guys next week for the Elite Speed Weeks.